Rafales were gunned down, and we have evidence. When asked, where is the evidence? He said that it is all over Indian social media, not Pakistan social media. And we also have Washington Post, who said that there were debris found in the borders. So what, according to you, is the truth?
I think the truth lies between those two statements that you have said. Because I remember on May 7th morning, The Wire had done a story, which others had also done, a local ground report from Bhatinda, where our reporter said that there was a debris there, and one farmer got killed, laborer. This thing fell onto the jet, fell on the wheat fields in a village in Bhatinda district, and a couple of other people were injured, which were taken to the civil hospital, and then the army came and circled it. Okay, so we were waiting for the army to, or at least the government, the defense ministry, to issue a statement to tell us about this. As journalists, we have to call up the ministry spokesperson, ask, what is this? Because you cannot just hide it. It's a physical thing standing there, and one person's died too. So, but no statement came. It was just circled and taken away. So, and then we, of course, reported that, and so did others. And then we got to see an interview of a company official of Rafale giving an interview to CNN at the time, and saying that they were concerned because they think that at least 3 Rafales were shot down by the Pakistanis, which were using the Japanese, the J-10s, because this skirmish that we talk about was also a kind of an arms and ammunition test, of these in this entire region. So they were looking at it as from that angle. So when we reported that, because the government of India, as Sachin says, was quiet, was not talking about, was not even engaging. And then when we see the television media, it was like all dressed up in war fatigue, and newsrooms became war rooms. And they were all circulating lies. They were saying things like the Karachi airport le liya. I remember the BBC and all were like calling up, the person standing there said it stands. So and at that point in time, the government will have to speak, and it didn't. And today, I agree, Nitinji, what you are saying is that Pakistan does that, but we are also now living in times where the social media and everything is very, very, deeply penetrated into our society. So, and young people consume that. So we have to somewhere ensure that war is something we need to win too. So when we reported that story, because the government of India is quiet, what we saw was that the Wire wept. Okay, so, but government never came out and said, even today, and then the NSA, he's saying that ek photo dikha do. He was talking about the New York Times, and he said the New York Times reporting, I challenged him to show one photo. What happened to the Bhatinda photo? We want to know why, as a journalist, I need to bring that story to the public, because the government of the day is responsible, is जो हिंदी में कहते हैं जवाबदेही होनी चाहिए एक state का towards the public, because the nation is supreme, and the government will come and governments will go. So publics will remain and the nation will remain. So if a rogue state has come and first kill our people and then actually shot down our jets, which we are like we look at them as really super efficient and capable of a lot of things, we need to discuss this, because this is linked directly to nation security. And when it comes to nation security, a journalist will have to ask these questions. So that, I feel, was something that, Doval ji agar koi press conference kar de, wo sawal mein pooch lungi.
So definitely there was a little grey side, and that's what we are willing to explore through this. During the ground zero reporting, like we had reporter Pranjal Protim Das, he had covered, he went to Punch to cover Operation Sindoor. He quotes that, "I have observed the powerful voices of local people who boldly criticizes the ceasefire and urge the government to pursue a final resolution, even through war. Their pain is real. They evacuated their homes, faced artillery and missile attacks, and suffered deep losses, their homes, their cattle, their everything. As a reporter, we witnessed this," he says this. "But when the war ends, do we cover these human side angles? Because we usually get lost in the bigger picture. Who won? Who took away the cake? And who set the narrative? But what about the people who are stranded in the borders? As a media, aren't we responsible for that?"
I think we are absolutely responsible for that. The only problem is that news has become, infotainment. Infotainment as a word has a history of about 45 years, but I think it's only about 15, 16 years ago that, this thing has truly captured media in India with the advent of all the 24-hour satellite news channels. So therefore, war reporting has become huge entertainment that gains eyeballs and eventually that leads to profits. That precisely is the reason why you notice jingoism being served on national TV, where truth becomes casualty, or truths, lies, everything are packaged and dished out to audiences. In our case, if you look at BBC's coverage, you'd find that in addition to trying to find out who did what, we were also trying to do all human interest stories, all the devastation, all the damages that people were suffering. We actually had lesser focus on who lost what, because see, in the fog of war, it's very difficult to ascertain. And that precisely is the reason why we never put a number to the aircraft India supposedly lost. And now, if I may go back to that question, I think officially the Indian government has made a statement which is very clear now that it has lost some jets. It's unwilling to divulge the number and the type as yet. And I still believe that, as a country, as a nation, India is a righteous one, and eventually the truth will come out. For whatever strategic reasons, countries do resort to this kind of information suppression at times. But, this is one suppression I only hope is only temporary, that eventually the country and the world will come to know. I mean, we'll have to recognize the fact that, billions of dollars of economy was also involved. The moment you say a Rafale fighter jet went down, the stocks go down like anything. You talk about millions and billions dollars of losses within a day. I think, there are certain things, those factors as well, which may be contributing to the decision to suppress this information. But I cannot say for sure that this is the only reason. I'm saying this could be only one reason. So yeah, going back to your main question about human interest, I think they are paramount and they need to be highlighted going beyond infotainment.
India was seen as at the forefront in terms of advanced arms and ammunitions. We see a unique tri-services of Army, Air, and Navy working all together. Is it the modern and the more sophisticated version of warfare that we are heading towards?
Well, certainly warfare is dynamic and always changes with time, and we are looking at warfare which in the near future will be completely different from what we saw in, say, 1971 or whatever. But here what India was doing was basically, let's not forget the fact that it was a counter-terrorism strike. War hasn't really come to our doorstep even after 1971. I also don't consider Kargil as a war in that sense. It was confined to a small area which was remote. It came to our households because of the advent of television that time in 1999. But the real war we haven't seen, and that's one of the things that take away for me from Operation Sindoor is people were treating it, common people were treating it as a casual video game, which it is not. A lot of people have asked this question, why was it paused? Why was Sindoor paused? Because it was not something that India was intending to carry on. India has bigger things to lose if a war is prolonged. India is a bigger economy, India is a progressing nation, it's a developing nation, it's going to be a bigger economy. It has much to lose than Pakistan. Pakistan has nothing to lose. So therefore it was paused, the objectives were achieved on day one within 25 minutes, and that was it. Only when Pakistan retaliated, there was a retaliation by India on 10th of May. So I think people also have to be ready for distinguishing between what is a war, what is a skirmish, what is a conflict, what is a counter-terror strike. I think that's where the responsibility of the media comes in. You know, it's not a spectacle, it's not a video game to be, enjoyed sitting in the studios or in your houses, because there are real losses. Lives are lost. Like in Poonch, people have lost their lives, they have lost their homes. So we must be cognizant of this problem. Also about the information sharing. I've held this view for the last 25 years. If you don't give out facts, fiction will be written. Fiction as seen by me, by him, by her. So therefore, governments have the responsibility. I think they will come out with it. I think the DG Air Operations did say, we suffered some losses. We will come to you, we'll tell you, we have recovered all our pilots. No pilot died in that. That is a fact. The rest is all about, like they say, it's Angrezi.
I want to just quickly add two things. One is, of course, you asked me this question about, as a woman, how did I feel? I forgot to mention this, that I completely oppose the name given to this operation, Sindoor. This is something, as a woman, I found it extremely offensive. And I've written about it also, so that's one thing. And the other thing I want to quickly add is that this kind of television reporters, the Nautanki that we have seen, continues only because people like you and me watch them. If we stop watching them, the money stops. And if you stop that, this will stop. So Indian media deserves better. Thank you.
Sir, waterproofing or best?
No. Manokda, eta hamanyo gift. Birla Opus assurance diar pabe.
Ene ki ase yaar?
Ebosor bitor waterproofing or jodi kiba ghote, tente aku kori dia hobo.
Ako kori dia hobo?
Taku free painting at prothom bar. Birla Opus assurance. Register korok birlaopus.com ot. So skin hol aru bright.
Sugandhat komalata.
Tumi amar Sandalite.
Sandalite Ayurvedic body oil.
Sabo ahisu mon ghoror babe ki cement ব্যবহার কৰিছে আপুনি এটাইটো হয় ভৰসা কি পৰিচয় নতুন সূৰ্য কংক্ৰিট ভৰসা কি পৰিচয় নতুন
Prawn lychee drink refresh your feelings
অতি মসৃণ সম্পূৰ্ণতা 100% ক্যালিব্রেটেড যুক্ত BWP গ্ৰেড যুক্ত 100% ৰঙামূল যুক্ত টাৰ্মাইট আৰু বোৰৰ প্ৰমাণযুক্ত প্লাইউড 30 বছৰৰ ওয়াৰেন্টি পানীৰ প্ৰভাৱ শূন্য স্থায়িত্বটো অতি উল্লেখনীয় আমাৰ প্লাইউডৰ সৈতে আপোনাৰ স্থান ৰূপান্তৰ